वंशी विभूषितकरान्नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलाधरोष्टात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने. Welcome to the scripture class. And today's scripture is Uddhava Gita. That's why the Mangalacharan was about the obeisance to Sri Krishna, which is most charming and beautiful. And I don't want anything other than Sri Krishna. That is my highest knowledge about the reality. It says the verse. In Uddhava Gita, in our last class, we completed uh, about the Avadhuta's 24 teachers, from whom he said he learned, he had attained the knowledge. And those teachers were various objects, natural objects of the world, some animals, some people in different profession, some child, some courtesan, like that was the thing. Some insect, spider, from everything that Avadhuta saw, he got some spiritual message that uplifted his life and he attained full knowledge. So, whatever he saw, he went deeply into the fact. One osprey bird was taking a fish, a piece of flesh, and all other birds went behind it. Just Avadhuta was observing that. And he was being attacked by other birds. No animosity with the bird itself, but what was there is they wanted all that piece of flesh. And that osprey bird, it just let the piece of flesh go away. He just let it go away from its beak, and all its adversaries, they all left him. And this how this vairagya, giving up the thing, not being attached to the objects, uh, so that can make one free. That type of inspiration and knowledge he got from observing the nature. And he was so highly established in the knowledge of reality that Yadu, the king, the progenitor of Yadu Vamsa, from where Yadu Vamsa came, the ancestor of Krishna, he was, by seeing himself, he was so attracted to this young Brahmin. His face, Brahmin's face, was shining like the knowledge of a knower of Brahman, knower of reality. And he approached and said, "You are so young and so good looking, and I see the aura of knowledge in your face. How did you get that in this young age?" Because this Yadu, though being a king and the great king of in whose name comes the lineage of Yadu Vamsa, beside being his own all power of running the kingdom, valorous, brave king, he had a very deep spiritual insight and deep yearning for spiritual knowledge was there. That's why when he saw this Avadhuta or Brahmana of great knowledge and experience, so he was automatically attracted and asked the question, where did you get such a knowledge that it shines in your face? And Avadhuta described all 24 teachers in detail. So many weeks we are reading those things. And at the end, Sri Krishna says, that also we concluded in our last class of the Avadhuta Gita, that saying that Yadu then bowed down, paid obeisance and respect and worshipped that Brahmin or Avadhuta, and Avadhuta went its way. So proper recognition and gratitude was expressed to this Brahman by Yadu. Honor was given by Yadu. And Brahmin went away after giving the great knowledge. And after that, what he says, the Yadu was filled with detachment and equanimity. That Sri Krishna says. Yadu was filled with detachment and equanimity by his association, holy association. So this holy company is very important. Holy company, sometimes just by seeing you are impressed, but mostly it is through conversation, through trying to understand the person, trying to resolve the questions that we have in our mind with the help of some learned holy man. Then we find it so beneficial for our spiritual quest. That's why Shankara said in one of his Bhajagovindam poems that Kshanamapi Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. Even a very brief association with the holy person may become like a boat to cross this ocean of samsara, bhavarnava. Ocean of samsara is so difficult to cross. But if you have a boat, by swimming you cannot cross. But if you have a boat, you can cross however wide the water might be, if we have a skill and good weather. So like that, it becomes like the boat, holy association. And with that, you can go across the bhava samsara, the maya, the powerful maya can be cut through with the help of these great realized person, holy person. That's how this sadhu sangha, Sri Ramakrishna also says, sadhu sangha. And he says, he himself asked, what happens by sadhu sangha? Oh, it generates yearning for God. Love for God comes by this sadhu sangha. You see someone totally, and what happened to Buddha? Buddha was walking on the streets of Kapilavastu, his kingdom. In the chariot, he was moving, and he found all these three stages of life, this old age, disease, and death, and was very sad. And he found that everyone has to be so sad in his life. And then he found one monk who was very happy, peaceful, unworried, as if nothing will happen to him. No old age or disease or death will bother him at all. Like that was his joy. He was alone and moving with joy. Just he saw the joy of this monk, and then he thought, there is a way out. I can understand of this problem of life, suffering of life. There is a way out. This person, why he is so joyful? He must have found something that is beyond suffering. And then he left his kingdom and wanted to find the way for relieving, for getting rid of suffering for the whole mankind. That was Buddha's quest. It started by seeing the positive person, that is the monk. Little association, just sight, it kindled that there is the way, there is the path. I don't have to be depressed when charioteer said that yes, everyone has to go through all the changes. My Yasodhara will also be like that. Yes, my Lord. And I have to go like that. Yes, my Lord. Then everyone has to go through all suffering. There's no way out of suffering. Then the fourth day he saw that monk. That was a great thing. Seeing that monk was a great thing in the life of Buddha. He then could know that there is a way out, and I will find the way out, and then I will proclaim that to the world. He didn't approach this monk, how did you get? But he wanted to find the way out by himself, by doing tapasya. He knew that. So this happened to Yadu, the great king also. He also was established in equanimity and detachment. Krishna's teaching is all through his life is about non-attachment. Don't get attached to the things of the world. They are temporary. Getting attached to them is inviting misery in life. So don't get attached to anything in the world. Experience the thing in the world. That, as it we read in the Gita, that let all desires come to you, and may not any desire disturb your mind, and these desires all may enter into you without creating any commotion in you, like the rivers enter into the ocean. Huge rivers from all sides enter the ocean. Ocean doesn't rise in its water level, or doesn't get disturbed by so many waters going. That should be the strength of a man. So how, when can that happen? The desires are all coming. This we say desires coming. Yet you are not ruffled or excited or agitated by desire. When it will happen? When you have detachment from the enjoyment of the things. You have known that the There is no real enjoyment in the thing. There is no real joy in the enjoyment. This all disturb our mind. They agitate our mind, and we become bound to the world. We suffer and get misery because of our attachment to the thing, our attachment to the desire to enjoy the thing. When we don't have desire, desire may come. One way they come, another way they go. Doesn't matter why such desire came, why I felt like having ice cream today. I am a really spiritual practitioner. I should have no desire to come at all, no ice cream eating. Don't get worried for small desires like that. Don't pay heed to the desires. You don't go to fulfill the desires. Desire to eat ice cream came, and then you want to go to Stone Mill or your or the Kawatra ice cream or Hagen Dazs, and you go and you bring and you eat. You don't have to do. You know what is eating ice cream. You have eaten for so many years as a child. It is done enough. There's nothing in ice cream to really enjoy. Desire comes, desire goes. You are not disturbed. If the desires make you change your attitude and go after the fulfillment of desire, then the desire are not entering like the waters of the river entering into the ocean. आपूर्यमाणम् अचल प्रतिष्ठम समुद्रमाप प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे सशान्तिमाप्नोति न काम कामी. Those who want the desire to be fulfilled are desirous of desires. Not they are never fulfill their desires. They are never peaceful. Who is peaceful? In whom the desires do not create any disturbance in the mind, like the ocean full with water is not disturbed by the entering of rivers. That was Sri Krishna's saying. Why Yadu was so much that? Because he was unattached, and he was unattached, and he was established in equanimity. When we are unattached, then we are established in equanimity. When we are attached, what Holy Mother said to that little girl, and whom Holy Mother herself asked, how will I know that you love everyone equally? So girl said, how do I know? Then Holy Mother said, don't ask any favor from anyone. Because if you ask favor, then whoever favors you, you will tend to love that person more than others who don't favor you. So don't ask any favor from anyone. Then you will practice equanimity. Holy Mother said to little girl, and through her we all know that. So when we have no desires for the things of the world, enough done, then we got established in equanimity. We can treat, why we treat people differently, why we love someone, hate someone, why we have a liking for someone and adverse idea about someone, because there is the desire, something we want, we get from that person. That person says, oh, praises something, you are so good, you are really so nice, you sing so nicely, and this, oh, this person appreciates me, liking starts. Another person doesn't say, oh, you sang yesterday, but there was some, I thought there is some rhythm wrong or some words were not correct. Oh, that person finds defect with my songs, and you start disliking that person because you want praise. Behind this liking the praise of a person and not liking another person because he is your critic or he is your critic, is that you want praise. There is desire for getting praise. When this desire goes, then equal, doesn't matter someone praises or not. This equanimity can happen when we do things for God and not for the world. What if one praises, another not praises, another blames or criticizes? Doesn't matter. I sing for God. I know there are many defects. I am not perfect. But whatever God has provided me, I offer that thing to God, whether through songs or through talks or offering food, whatever is there. My concern is to please God, not to please any human being. And praise or blame of the human being, I don't consider at all, because that they were not never goal of my this work, this service, this worship. All was meant to God. Then we get established in equanimity. When we get established in equanimity, then all are equal. Then you can love everyone. You can Love everyone who is good to you and who is not good to you. Someone was asking in my Wednesday class how it is that I feel so different when some critic comes. I cannot treat him as a friend. So, so then only it happens when Sri Krishna says, treat friend and foe alike. Sama shatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayo. Treat equally. How can Shatru and Mitra can be treated equally? Satru wants to destroy you, Mitra wants to support you. How can both be treated equally? It seems also impossible thing that Sri Krishna is teaching Arjuna. Treat all equally. Those who are fighting with me and those who are fighting against me, how can I treat them equally? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Treat them equally. Perform the yoga without any attachment. Your work without any attachment. That becomes yoga. Anasakti yoga. Don't get attached. That becomes your means to join to God, to come closer to God. So anasakti is a great quality for a sadhaka. With this introduction of our past as 24 24 teachers of the Avadhuta, we go to next chapter, chapter 5, where Sri Krishna now continues to talk to Uddhava. The story of 24 teachers of Avadhuta also what Yadu and conversation between Yadu and the Avadhuta, that conversation, whole conversation, Sri Krishna related to Uddhava. Now he goes to next chapter. Now he comes to his own teaching. After saying this, he goes to how a person should perform if he wants to be devoted to God. More of devotion, how to grow. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Lord said, Mayodite swavahitah swadharmeshu madashraya varnashrama kulacharam akamatma samacharet. Now the Lord is saying how a person should behave, what should be one dharma, how should we proceed in dharma. Uddhava's thing was that you are going, how will I live? Perform the dharma and stay in the world. Don't be deviated and dissociated from God. So you can remain even if I gone. Your love for me will not be less if you do what I say. So the man who has taken refuge in me will attend to his particular duties as inculcated by me and perform the rites of his caste, order of life, or family with an unattached mind. You see, go on performing the duty of your stage in life, of your job or your position. That's what is called Varna Ashrama Dharma. Varna Ashrama Kula Acharam. Varna is the caste translated, but the position you hold in your life. Ashrama is the stage of life. Which stage? You are a student, or you are a earning member, or you are a retired person. Those are all becomes the ashrama. Four ashrama, and the brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So different stages of life, common today also. So retired person is like vanaprastha, student life is like the brahmachari, ashrama. Different ashrama has different duties to perform. A student doesn't have to think about anyone else, not so much responsibility. Only studying the thing, acquiring knowledge, making character, strong character, um, re- leading a disciplined life. That is the brahmachari's life. And grihastha has to look after the family, look after relatives, work to earn money, utilize that money, how much to spend for the family, how much to relatives, how much to give to in charity. All this comes on in a householder's life. All different calculations they have to do there, because on them depends the whole society, on a retired persons, distant relatives. So many things the householder has to do. Whatever householder earns, that is meant for so many things. It is not only for his own or her own enjoyment. I earn so many dollars, so I want $100,000. I can spend like that. So I have a lot of money now. I can go and visit various places. Every 6 months, I can visit South America and Africa and all that. So no, what you earn is not for your enjoyment. Little you can keep for your enjoyment, but that has to be utilized in the service of the society, in worship of God, in looking after the people who are not themselves able to feed themselves, like who are very poor beggars, or those who have given up earning to attain the high spiritual knowledge, like the monks and the people who have renounced. For all them, you have to have something to give. साधु भी भूखा न रहे, मैं भी भूखा न रहूं, साधु भी भूखा न जाए. So that the monk, the beggar doesn't go unfed or get without getting anything from a house. That is my wish, that is my responsibility. So here it says varnashrama kula achara, and there are some thing other than varna position, and also stage in life. There is kula, there is some family traditions that is also there. So that is also to be maintained in my lineage, kula, that we do this, we serve the people like that. That has been my tradition. That is kula achara, varna ashrama kula achara. That has to be taken care of. And that all duties have been inculcated in the Shastras by me, says Sri Krishna. It is God who has inspired to the people to write all those. All is approved by the scriptures. That's why the Shastra's words are the words of God. So that's what there are two types of Shastras. One is called Shruti, another is called Smriti. Shruti is the Vedas, which is considered as really revealed words from God, and they're very holy texts, and because they're directly came from the God and revealed to some sages, and they narrated that to their students, and them those students to other students, and that lineage that we get the Vedanta or Vedas, whole of the Vedas, Brahmana portion, and of course the Jnana portion. But there are other things also, though, like Mahabharata. Mahabharata written by Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva has composed that. But when these sages sit for writing the Mahabharata, they go to such high standard, though it's not fully revealed by, as in the case of Shruti, but they also become equal to Vedanta. Mahabharata, some portions become equal to Vedanta. That's why the Gita, for example, Gita, it is said that Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre, that's the Upanishatsu, that in the Upanishad, among the Upanishad is the Gita. And the Gita, though mm, these verses were created by Vyasadeva, but the truth of the verses are from the teachings of of Sri Krishna. That's why someone tried to, the story goes, someone tried to change the little word. In one place there is, I carry of the person who is totally devoted to me, who is fully, absolutely devoted to me and know nothing other than me. I carry to him whatever my devotee needs. So one saintly person, he thought, why will God himself carry? God will somehow arrange that he gets, the devotee gets the thing. So God will give, not carry. Carry is, I think, wrong done by Vyasadeva. It should not be vahamyaham. It should be dadamyaham. I give to my devotee whatever my devotee needs. So he got the vahamyaham, carry to dadamyaham. I grant, I give, I provide. And then he found that one young boy came with mouth cut, and his wife said, "Who give that torture to you? What a cruel person! You're such a wonderful boy." And then he said, "Your husband is my husband. He's saintly person. He never tortures anyone. How could he do such a cruel work? I can't believe that." He said that he went, and when husband had gone out, he came, and then the wife said, "How did you see all the things have someone has brought all we needed? They were very poor, and someone carried that. Such a wonderful boy, charming boy. I have never seen, little dark complexion, so beautiful to look at, so wonderful to see, very attractive, very charming, so joyful person. But how did you harm such a wonderful boy?" So what did I do? "Oh, you have cut his mouth, and he was bleeding." He said, "Mouth I cut? What happened?" Oh, what you said? That boy was dark complexion and very charming and very joyful. Seeing you, seeing him, you found so much of joy in your heart. That means Krishna came to you, and Krishna's mouth was cut. And he said, I have cut. Oh, then he went and he had cut that, corrected the word from Vahamyaham to Dadamyaham, and said that was cutting like the mouth of Krishna. Word is composed by Vyasadeva. But Krishna's words, instruction is all from Krishna. So that proves that when he says that was all given duties and inculcated by me in the Shastras, that's all said by Sri Krishna, by God Himself. That's all said in the Shastras. What is the duty of a particular person, of a particular lineage, in a particular position and particular stage of life? Varna, ashrama, kula, dharma. So that one should perform, says that. And then, and perform the rites of his caste, order of life, or family with an unattached mind. And it is here akamatma, with unattached mind. That's what, and madashraya, he has to be devoted to me. The thing is, one has to be devoted to God. God should attain the very prime position in our life if we want to be really spiritual in life. And when God holds the high position in our life, in our thought, God is there, in our prayers, God is there, and everything happening, good or bad in our life, always we remember God. That's how we say Mad Asraya, Ishvara Asraya, Ishta Asraya. Having taken refuge, Asraya means taking refuge in whom? In God. That is called taking refuge. You have surrendered yourself to God, and then you performed your duties of life, position, and family lineage without attachment. And such person should perform that, says Sri Krishna. One instruction he gave to Uddhava: perform your duties without attachment, taking refuge in me, Madasraya. Then you will evolve spiritually. You will have no fear if I am there in the body or I am gone to after finishing my Naralila. You will be always with me. But you will have to practice the Saranagati to be always with God, Ashraya. So that is very important, Sri Bhagavan says in the first verse of the fifth chapter. On page 71 of the Uddhava Gita, translated by Swami Madhavananda. Let's go to next verse. Anvikshet vishuddhatma dehinam vishayatmanam guneshu tattva dhyanena sarvarambha viparyayam. Anviksheta means one who tries to see uh, deeply. Who? Vishuddhatma, pure hearted person. Dehinam Vishayatmanam, of the action of the people who are in the world, who are Vishayi, who are Vishayatmana, who are attached to the things. This person observes the action of those who are attached to the world, who are not with God, who have by something they could not yet have connected to have got connection with God. This who will observe, who is Vishuddhatma. You have become purified. Then you see the how world is running for the material objects, enjoyment. Whole world is running like a mad thing. And not knowing that there is no real fulfillment in that, real joy in that, real success in that. There is no, you will not get what you really are seeking, that happiness, that fulfillment. The world can never give because the world doesn't have that. And if you are searching in the world, you are searching in the wrong place. You are digging a well where there is no water possible. And then you say at last, oh, I tried so much to dig water, and then I could not get water. And people say, if you dig, you will get water. But here's no water. You were searching the place where there was no really water. You have to find the place where water to be found. And dig there, and you'll find the water. So world is waterless place. And God is a deep well of sweet, cool water. And there you get the water. So connected, get connected to water. Anviksheta Vishuddhatma Dehinam Vishayatmanam. It is not about finding fault with the people, worldly people. Vishayatmana Dehi, and those who people, Dehi means who live in the body, those are Dehi. What type of Dehi? Dehi can be Bhagavatmana, Dehi can be Vishayatmana. So he talks about Vishayatmana, but who will observe? Vishuddhatma, whose mind has become purified, he will observe the world. Parikshalokan Brahmachitam Brahmano Nirvedam Nasti Akrita Kritena. So, Parikshalokan, you see the world. You don't find that real happiness in the world. The world is only running, 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 and nothing is there. And then you realize, no, that is not the way. We should not try to find our fulfillment in the world. World cannot give that. Let me turn Amrita Chakshu, Amrita Tvamichwan. If I really want Amrita, if I really want nectar of to enjoy the real nectar of this human life, I have to turn my eyes inwards, and then I will find God residing there, and then I will find real purpose of life, real meaning of life, real joy of life. So she will see the world in that way, not to, and by seeing the world, more of empathy, compassion, kindness for the people comes. And when you are really pure hearted, then you get such power that your words become very potent. And if you say, I find repeating God's name is so beneficial. I have experienced earlier. I had no knowledge of that. When I repeat God's name for half an hour, I find so much peace. The words become so potent because it comes from experience. Other person say, "Let me try to repeat God's name," and that person sits next day and says, "Rama, Rama, Rama, Rama," and he finds little peace. Yes, mind is withdrawn from the world, being put in something God. When you withdraw the mind from the world, naturally it should be there is other thing is God and God's name. There can one can be very neutral and dejected from the world. You don't like anything in the world. You see everything negative in the world, but you have not yet got something positive. So that is a very difficult situation for the person who finds the world as hell and it had no knowledge of the nectar of God. So, for such persons or those who are really pure-hearted, they are not that see the world as hell, because that world has helped them to go out of it by observing the nature of the world, binding nature of the world. They have come out from the worldliness to godliness. World has helped. So when they find that and say, by repeating God's name, I find peace, other person may try. Helping someone spiritually is the greatest help. That's why that's in the gospel we read, they are the real givers who spread thy name far and wide. Spreading thy name, if you go without it having that love for God developed, you have not been Vishuddhatma, and you go and chant the name of God, Rama, 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 you go here and there, everywhere, Rama. That would have not much impact unless you have God, the love of God already developed. Then that very Rama saying will have impact on the people who listen to you. So we have to have attained that character, that depth of love. Then only the words of God that are uttered by our mouth become powerful to have impression on others and change their lives. And they are the real givers who spread thy name far and wide. So Vishuddhatma is one adjective told. What he does with a Guneshu Tattva Dhyanena Sarvaramba Viparyayam. This he becomes Tattva Dhyana by getting thinking deeply. What he does, Guneshu Sarvaramba Viparyayam. Guna means sense object. In the sense object, everything that has been thought becomes viparyaya. Negative result, opposite result comes because the sense object, what the worldly person goes to get from that, every time it that fails. you don't get what you really want for longer time. Sometimes it's okay with little fulfillment of some desires, but not satisfaction, not contentment of your all wishes. So one desire leading to other desire. So sarvarambha viparyayam, that happens to the worldly person, that becomes negative result comes with the sarva arambha, with all work done for the worldly enjoyment. There is all viparyaya, negative result, opposite result. We thought that will give me so much joy and peace in life if I have this thing in my life. But I find no, these are not really capable of giving the things. I had given they call over importance to the things of the world. Hmm? Overrated, they say no, overrated thing. So I had overrated, I didn't know that. These are not really the source of that everlasting joy that I had thought. So that how the person who is Vishuddhatma, he understands or she understands. With a purified mind, the devotee should notice the reverses that befall all undertakings of people who are attached to sense objects, that is kamatmana, considering them as real. So they think sense objects are real, they run after that, want to catch hold of that, get something, do not something, but they don't get the thing that really they wanted from those sense objects. So all effort finally becomes failure because they are after the things which are not real. They consider them as real, everything slipping from your hand. That's why Buddha said, whatever you feel as dear, know for certain it is subject to change, separation and decay. Everything that you hold dear, everything will change, nothing will remain with you. So don't get so much attached to the thing. If you are associated with something and you enjoy that association, that company, know for certain this is for the time being. One day this will also be separated, will be gone. I will have to be only with myself. There's no other way. Only yourself and God will be there until the end of your breath. And even after the breath, you and God will be together. Nothing else of this universe will be together. No one else. So, this, if we consider as real, then comes Viparyaya. There is all reversal of the desires or thought about the things that we are seeking for. That's how the worldly things, Sri Krishna says, take notice of the things of the world and proceed towards God, because the worldly things are not real. If you consider it as real, then you will be very disappointed at the end, because they are unreal. They are subject to, in the Buddha's language, subject to change, separation, and decay, and then you will be lost because you depended on that very much, taking that as real. So nothing is real. Your body is not real. Your mind is not real. All that will be separated. Your body will go, your brain will go, your thoughts will go, your ideas will go, honor will go. Everything will be separated. Don't consider them as real. Only God alone is real. Everything else is illusory, says Sri Ramakrishna. Illusory is that what is unreal looks as real. What is unreal is thought of as real. What is impermanent is thought as permanent. That's why it is illusory. What is illusory? It is not the thing itself. Thing itself is the nature of the thing. Not understanding the nature of the world is illusion that I have created myself. Let us not blame the world or the things that are in the world. It is myself to be blamed that I consider the things of the world as real, which are in fact unreal, and that's why I am suffering because of that. So this is how the words of wisdom Sri Krishna is giving to Uddhava. Let's go to next verse. Verse number 3 in chapter 5. Suptasya vishaya loko dhyayato va manoratha nanatmakatvad vifalas tatha bhedatma dhir gunai. Suptasya Vishayaloko Dhyayato Va Manoratha. Vishayaloko. As the vision of sense object by a sleeping man, Suptasya, this sense objects, no Vishaya in this world, or Dhyayatova Manoratha, two types of person have been said. One is sleeping and dreaming and having many things in the dream. Another is desiring things, Manoratha, and deeply engrossed in planning and thinking of future or thinking of the thing that he wants to acquire or wants to enjoy, and that is called Manoratha. Through the mind, he is trying daydreaming. One is sleeping and dreaming, another is awake and dreaming, daydreaming and night dreaming. Both are dreaming. Those who want to find something, this object will give me joy, and totally engrossed in that thought of the worldly thing. He is in dream, or she is also in a dream. And another is suptasa, sleeping and dreaming, but they're all in Vishaya Loka. In this world, they are in the Vishayas, in the objects of the world, Guneshu, in the objects of the world. Nanatmakat, Nanatmakatvad Vifalas Tatha Vedatma Dhir Gunai. What happens to them? Since they are ever changing by their very nature, Nanatmakatvat, they are this time this thing, another time, etc. So they become many things, nana. So ever changing, taking different forms. We know about the Mahishasura. No? When Mahishasura came to, Mahishasura represents the world, worldliness. Devi represents the divine. And Mahishasura came to Devi, and when he was fighting, how many forms he took? He came in the form of buffalo, mother cut the buffalo, he took the form of a lion and the cut, and then elephant, then he was destroyed, then again man, he was destroyed. So many different forms one being took because he was a world. He represents worldliness and fighting with the divine. That's what in our heart, worldliness and the divinity, real peace and joy and apparent peace and joy. Really easily available the world and its enjoyment. You have to do little sadhana, little far away the Devi. So if we go to this worldly thing with through many different forms, nanam so they present themselves in so many attractive forms, and each form changing. This you don't like, it is another thing, and then you may like that. You see in the world, if you go to big store, so many types of objects you can buy, and now this, because of this this IT and this technology phone, so many Pixel and Apple and so many Samsung, so many varieties, they all present. Buy me, you'll feel happy if you buy Apple. No, no, Samsung will say, no, no, Samsung is the best. This has most beautiful camera. Buy me. And the Pixel says, no, no, forget that. I am the best. These objects present you through so many forms, as if buying one of them will all solve your problems. All your worries, anxieties, fear will all go by buying a smart watch or a laptop or a phone, a mobile phone. That's how they represent nanatmakatvat. Then finally, what happens? Vifalaha tatha bhedatma dhir gunai. So ever changing by their very nature, so is the notion of a diversity of objects outside by means of the sense organs. Sense organs enjoyed all diversity. It doesn't like monotony. So that is the problem with the sense objects. That's why it has to be taught be to establish to like the one thing, avichinna taila dharavat. Mind should flow mm, like oil being poured from one vessel to another. Without any gap, it flows. One direction, one way, no diversion, no interruption. That's what is called meditation. And meditation is one object that is beneficial for you, that is joy giving for you, but that is one without any change. That is what is called meditation. It is always difficult to meditate. Mind doesn't want to do that. Mind is always used from our very childhood to like many things. Sometimes you play with this doll, and next day to throw that doll and you want another doll. You give another car, toy car, then you like that. After that, then the mothers are nowadays give you the laptop. Then you play this Bob the Builder and all that. Then the boy is happy, all happening, something happening. So many times it says, but that is what the baby likes. If we are also liking only varieties and can't steady our mind on object of our meditation or object that is really beneficial, we are exactly like that baby which seek toy one after another, and we're always watching this Bob the Builder. So Bob the Builder is what? The different kinds of things in the world. Oh, this will give, and always trying to have different things, never satiated our desires to enjoy in the sweets, so many different types, in the in the cooking dishes, so many different types we want sometimes. What happened to this? What was something is there on the background? Only this needs to go. This needs to go. Can we go this? Yes, good, thank you. What is that? Cross. Yes, that. So if we do that, only running after the varieties and thinking that all varieties will satisfy. You eat today the fried potato, okay, and you are happy fried potato, and it never leaves. Next day again desire to have something like whatever dish you want. Like in sweets, rasamalai or rasagulla or peda or burfi, so many things one after another. This is what is nanat, katvat, all these worldly things come in varieties to satisfy you. If you don't like, oh, I had eaten burfi yesterday, today's rasamalai, you like that. Oh, rasamalai today, okay, give me cup 4 rasamalai I ate. Then tomorrow again rasamalai. No, I don't want it. I ate it yesterday. Today different. Rasagulla is there. Oh, that's why the worldly things comes. Nanatmakatvat. And they attract our senses. And senses try to fulfill the desires to have that meaningless desires, which are never satiated, never satisfied. So Vedatma Dhir Gunaihi. So all these are, there is diversity in the outside by means of sense organs. This is how the world is full of diversity. In fact, that is what the creation is. Creation is all diversity. And creator is one. Ekam Sat. Ekam Sat. Sat is one. That is the creator. That is the source of joy. That is the source of our being. That is the place of our dwelling. So that's word source which is one. If you attach that song, सबसे तुझसे हमने दिल को लगाया जो कुछ है सो तू ही है. If we can put our mind in that being, in God, then all is done. After that, you roam little, and someone says, "Oh, today I have nice sweets, rasagullas. Oh, you brought rasagullas. Oh, I had yesterday. Now, try one, try one. You take a little. Doesn't matter. You got fine. It doesn't got fine. Apuryamanam matala pratistam. Like that, we take the worldly things very lightly because our mind is always happy whether you get the things of the senses or not, doesn't matter at all. Rather, you try to avoid if they have some ill effect. You can understand the ill effect of the sense objects or sense enjoyments because you are already established in the state where sense objects don't matter for you. You have found that source of joy which worldly people find only in the sense objects. You have found that, and nothing of the world attracts. When the world loses its charm of attraction to you, then you have attained vairagya. You have attained anasakti, non-attachment and dispassion towards the world. And then what is the result of dispassion? What happens when we attain anasakti or vairagya? Then there is joy in life already. This sense objects and senses, they only are the obstacle in experience of our peace and joy. They are disturbance, they are hurdles. And when we can get rid of them, of our asakti towards the worldly objects, the that glittering thing, the gold, doesn't attract you, then all that glitters is not gold, they say. But whether it's gold or not, even if it is glittering thing is gold, I have no interest in gold. Gone. It loses its power. You have attained vairagya. Nothing is attractive to you in the world. You have attained, you are in the peace and the bliss that comes through detachment from the objects, by conquering attraction to the world, by conquering the desire to enjoy the world, and giving lot of values to the no value things like gold. What is real value in this yellow metal? Nothing is there. It is not even useful even to cut a vegetable. And yet you are after we run after that, oh, gold, ornament. And with ornament wearing, I don't know how many people look good by wearing the ornament or ring. People do not even notice the good. And sometimes people really are wearing lot of gold ornament, this chain, this everything. People doesn't look good, don't look good. They look too much heavily decorated, and really there is nothing goodness wearing so many. It becomes like the model, no, you have seen in the shops. There are model made, and then model are put with some ornaments there. You become like that model, moving model, of to show the ornaments. People will not see you. You wanted you to be noticed, but people will notice ornament if they like that. Are you trying to become the model, moving model, instead of that static model in the shop? That's why you put all the ornaments. So, and why to get attracted to those useless things? You don't even look better there by wearing that, and you doesn't happen anything to that to you. So attraction for that. So this vichara, such vichara, will make us get rid of attraction for the precious metals. Diamond ring, in the necklace there is diamond, and it is very diamond, De Beers diamond, very valuable. I bought it at $2,000. So what is there? How does it help? It doesn't taste good. It doesn't help in cutting any vegetable, also not cooking, nothing. Rather, a frying pan would be better than buying that gold chain. That's how the vairagya will come from the things of the world, which are really from everything in the world. You enjoy the world and the things without getting attached to it. The more you are detached from the things and don't own the thing, more you enjoy. If you had Mona Lisa picture, no, and if you are an art connoisseur, and you put in a house, you enjoy Mona Lisa more in Louvre Museum. You don't have to worry for its theft, robbery, protection. All is done there. You go there and watch that, and because you know the art, those who do not know the art, for them nothing is there. It is better is some nice photograph, nice rocky scenery looks better than even though that portrait. But if you are a knower of that art, you will find something very unique and all that, so much name and all that. There must be something the art people know. But you enjoy that because it is not with you. You do not possess it. It is there in the Louvre Museum, and there many people come and see, and all this protection, all is done by them, and you don't have to do. And just you, if you want to see and enjoy, there it is. And what is there to enjoy? Always you can see the photograph and enjoy. If you want to see real art, if you want to do what is real thing of the art, you have to very deeply go. You see the these curves and these eyes and all the smile and all that thing. You have to know that. Many people don't know even that, because artists do so much praise. You go and say, "Oh, that is Mona Lisa," and many people get just the surprise, because it is a small portrait made by and the Vinci, no? Leonardo da Vinci. Who made that? Hmm? Leonardo da Vinci. So that is very small, very unassuming picture, not big size even. So that is so simple thing. Like that, if we don't own, and then you enjoy more. No worries, no anxiety, you enjoy more. Suppose you had a twin tower. You are owning twin tower. You are the owner of twin tower. Do you think you will enjoy more than what it is now? You see twin tower and enjoy. It's so beautiful from Lake Ontario. You go to Central Island and see how beautiful it looks. You see from here, from your balcony in high rise, you see how nice it looks. Because you don't own, that's why you enjoy more. So no attachment to the things, no possessing the things, and just you enjoy the world, these beautiful clouds and sun and the snow and the rain, trees and fall colors, because you don't own anything. Go to the forest and see fall colors. And that's how the joy comes, by not owning, detachment. And if we can bring the God's hand in making this world so beautiful, God in making, giving the idea to the people who made the beautiful things of the world, and instead of giving credit to Leonardo da Vinci for drawing that, but see the mind and the brain of that Leonardo da Vinci granted by God, who has drawn such a thing. How beautiful is the mind of God, who inspires the artist to draw that so beautifully. You still enjoy more the creation of the world. So let us bring God in our life, make the God our priority in life, and give the world the value that it has. Never overrate the world. It has its value. There's something joy it gives, because through it the glimpse of God comes. Through it the joy of God's bliss comes. So when you can connect this world with God, then everything becomes divine and joyful. Let's be next with the class. We'll hear what Sri Krishna says to Uddhava, how can we love God more? How can we be more greater devotee of God and find more joy and peace in life? Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padpadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Good night, everyone.